All right. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. Before I get into Genshin Impact, um, I am currently using Twitch Studio, which supposedly is supposed to be dead, but seems to be working. So I know I didn't read all the details on it. And maybe their thing of discontinuing support, put quotations around that, is that they're not updating it anymore, which is perfectly fine with me. If they don't update it anymore, but I can still use it, works for me because using any other thing, and I know people have high praises for OBS and whatever else they use. I think, and I'm gonna get some flack for this, I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're good at all. Twitch Studio is easy to use. I'm also not like I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm confused, but uh, it's working. That's all I care about, I guess. So I can go back to Twitch Studio. I was trying to get my other thing to work. I'm using I was using Streamlabs desktop. Uh and it's similar to OBS. And with OBS you actually have extensions from Streamlabs as well. Twitch also has extensions from Streamlabs too. So but I was using their streaming thing. Um and it just wasn't recognizing that Genshin Impact was a thing for some reason today while I was trying to set it all up. And yeah, I couldn't get it to work, and I didn't want to fuck around with it because they have to make it overly complicated for some reason. Same with OBS. Sure, you get all these cool doodads and things that you can do with, but if I have to watch a tutorial in order to use it, it's not worth my time. That's just me. I don't know. Twitch Studio is super easy, simplified. I can do whatever with it. It has so much stuff I can do with it. I don't need to watch any tutorials. I don't need to do anything. I could just get into it and do it, figure it out myself. Everything else, for some reason, maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. It takes too long to figure out. It's not that I'm impatient, but when I have to watch numerous, or at least just one video, the problem is that I have to look something up in order to use something, and I shouldn't have to do that. Shouldn't have to look something up in order to use something. Anyway, rant over. Twitch Studio seems to be working. Yes. What's up, Andre? Another thing I will also say before we get into the game is I'm planning on doing something for 200 followers on Twitch. Also, get a plan on doing something specifically for YouTube over on YouTube when I hit 100 followers. Currently, we're at 72 subscribers over on YouTube. Do the rant again. I missed it. All right, just for you, Andre, I'll do the rant again, but I'll shorten it up for you. Twitch Studio is still alive. I'm using it. Supposedly, it was supposed to end on the 30th of May, but it didn't. So, put in quotation, discontinuing support probably means that they're not updating anymore. It's still working, so I'm going to keep using it till it doesn't work. We'll see how that goes. That is my rant. Basically, other platforms suck. Twitch Studio is easy and simple to use, and I'm going to continue using it until I can't. That was the rant. Kale, please stop talking. Other thing. So plan on doing something over on YouTube. Don't have any idea yet. Still 28 subscribers away from reaching that goal for 100 followers. But once I do, I'll have something planned and figured out, and it'll be exclusively on YouTube. I won't be streaming it. So if you follow me over on YouTube, I appreciate you guys. There'll be something special for you guys over there when we hit the 100 follower mark. Over here, we're very close to hitting the 200 follower mark. I think we need 20 more people to hit that. And I'm planning on doing, and this is going to sound insane, but 200 hours of some game. And I did the math. 200 hours is 8 days, which is like 8 days from start to finish, right? Where it's 24 hours, 8 days. And so I kind of mathed it out a bit. Let me check. I don't remember the math real quick, but I wrote it down for this reason. I think I have to do 16 hours. Let me see. 16 hours per day for 12.5 days equals 200 hours. So instead of streaming 24/7 because I don't want to melt my computer, nor do I want to have, lack of sleep and food, uh, I put in a more somewhat realistic um, timing. So I'll be streaming for almost 2 weeks. It'll be 12 and a half days of one singular game. What that game will be is up to you guys. So I'm probably going to post a vote, probably on all of my social media, but specifically look over on YouTube. So you don't have to go to like every platform, or I guess whatever platform you follow me on that you prefer. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I have 3 games that I could potentially do, and the fourth one's kind of I don't know yet. So if you have any suggestions, and there'll be games that I already own, so it'll probably be games that I've already streamed before. Or they will be games I've already streamed before, and or games that I own that I haven't streamed before. Um, so we'll see. So far, I have and the games that I chose. Let me preface this: are games that I know I could do 200 hours in, and I wouldn't be stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. Meaning, I had the idea of doing Skyrim, but doing Skyrim and doing literally all of its quests. I did the math on the last time that I did the whole 30 episodes of a stream, and basically took me like 70 hours to do literally everything in the game. So I'm not going to do that, because then I would have to do Skyrim like 4 times. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do less than 4 times. Rough math, whatever. But I'm going to do ESO, because I know I can do 200 plus hours in that game because there's so much stuff, and the new DLC is out. So look forward to that, guys. I will be streaming the new DLC sometime soon. Uh, it all depends on when I finish these other games, and or if I do the 200 plus hours of ESO, if you guys vote for it. The other game is Star Wars: The Old Republic. I did an entire playthrough of my trooper on that one, and what I'll probably end up doing is making a brand new character, running through that one, and pretty much everything that I possibly can in that game as well. Not just the storyline, but like everything included. So PvP, PvE, like heroics, all the random quests, as much as I possibly can to get to 200 hours. Same thing for ESO, not just the main story, but literally everything. VR chat, that one's going to be a little more difficult. I know I could probably do 200 hours. I probably won't have any eyes after the fact because I'll be wearing a headset for so long. My head will probably also be indented from wearing the headset, and that will just be my life for like a week. Potato Dragon, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Um, so that's the other idea. What I'll be doing there, probably just living my life in VR chat. I have no idea. Pretty much what I've been doing for VR chat for the last 2 years or whatever, on stream, randomness, playing with friends. This game is pain. I agree. Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot that I put that there. How's it going? And the other game idea was GTA, which I know could probably do 200 plus hours. It'd probably be GTA Online, or the new game that came out, Wuthering. I'm just gonna call it Woo-Wah. I know everybody. Whatever, Woo-Wah. The new game, Wuthering Waves. That one I don't know if it has 200 plus hours of content because it just came out. So who knows? They're just ideas for those last two. Don't know if I'll be doing them. So I'm trying to figure out what the last fourth game is. Wuthering Waves, yeah. So if you guys have suggestions, like I said, it would be games that I've played before or own. And it would have to be a game that I could do 200 plus hours in. So probably like I said, ESO or SWTOR, like MMOs. Like I know they have a lot of content and things you can do in them. Well, it definitely doesn't have 200 hours worth. Yeah, that's what I assumed. It was just an idea, a brand new game that came out, and I do own it. I haven't played any of it. I played through like the tutorial, and that's as far as I got because I'm still doing Genshin. It's very similar to Genshin, and I'd rather not play a second Genshin on top of this one. So, not gonna do that. Anyway, back to the game. Maybe 3 days worth of content or 2. Yeah, probably. Last time we left off getting food for what's her face. Forgot her name. She's over there. and so we're making that food. We got on some trippy adventure, fighting a bunch of hilichurls and some weird trippy mushroom plant place, and saw some weird stuff. And after we saw some weird mushroom dude that we've seen numerous times throughout this place. So yeah, we're making some food now, and we're gonna continue that. We also found out that Kali was tested on by the Fatui as a child because of her rare disease. So we have another Fatui on our list. Just putting it out there. He goes by the Doctor, and I know what he looks like too because I watched an old trailer that was posted. So there's that. But yeah. So we're gonna just continue from there.
Smells amazing, and the box is a nice touch too. Let's go serve this up and start eating with Haypasia.
Haypasia was her name. All right. Haypasia is her name. Eating is her game. Let's go.
Are you already finished cooking?
Yep.
Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte.
Here you go. Eat up. After a delicious meal together, you tell Haypasia about connecting with Irminsul. Yeah, poor Kali gone through a lot. Yeah.
Was in Tighnari's letter. It's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn eel primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Think I understand.
Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experienced a sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn eel would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn eel should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
Exactly.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritawest Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Don't you ever feel afraid of the risk, Haypasia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom herself, and they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Oh, is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical.
Reminds me of a dream I saw from Aranara. It was a big, chaotic mess.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself. World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life, I might have some more answers for you. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
Thanks, Haypasia. We wish you luck in your endeavors.
There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
Continue chatting before settling down for a good night's rest.
Now that we know Haypasia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Alright. Back to Gandharvaville. Bye, Haypasia. Alright, it's just down this way. This way? Why is it telling me? Oh, ha! I had the. Let me fix that. There we go. I was navigating the other thing. I was doing quests and stuff earlier today. It's just side stuff.
Think about it, Tighnari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Ghulam. Let's at least listen to Tighnari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Well, I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tighnari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
And, how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that, despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master?
They messed up.
If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Tighnari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla to me.
Tighnari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the Academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Haypasia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us, too.
Very good. Now that the Traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short, and most of my acquaintances are researchers. Oh, how about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that this item is the very basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City!
We need to... Oh, nope.
Oh, but wait. Before that...
We need to say goodbye to Kale.
That's right! Tighnari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the north
Let me guess,
crossing.
she's probably in trouble
She
now.
knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tighnari. All right,
Or
let's
maybe
go.
she wants to come with us.
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
Probably not, but we'll see. Kale, it's me, Kale.
I've been waiting for you two.
Hello.
never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey. Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Please take care of yourself, Kale. We'll be back to see you soon, Kale.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect the rainforest here. And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend, not some girl that needs your sympathy. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another. There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you. Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you. Oh? What is it? It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a little, messy, so please don't laugh. Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like.
Hell yeah.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville.
Of course we will.
Well then, I, Trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Thanks, Kale. Time to go. Sumeru Village. I'm gonna skip the walk there just a little bit. And we're here. They'll have, like, the same ear thing.
Sumeru City! We finally made it! Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
Oh, yeah.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device. Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
That's cool.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tighnari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one upon arrival. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
It kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Oh, since this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's give it a try.
Why do I think something bad's gonna happen?
May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom. No.
Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let Paimon try. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us. Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Paimon doesn't sense anything. The Akasha didn't respond to Paimon's question.
Huh, same happened to me.
Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it. Paimon's brain is exhausted.
Try asking the Akasha something else. Maybe I'll directly find more information about Kusanali.
Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
Greater Lord Rukadeveda. I forgot it. Many bright dots of light appeared in my mind. I probably need to calm my mind and focus more to understand what they mean. Feelings of affection, intimacy, nostalgia, sadness, and anxiety also come to my mind. These seems to be. Oh god. Fuck, I should turn that off.
Teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss their Archon.
Why doesn't the Akasha answer my question? Let me do this. Vague thought suddenly comes to mind. The Akasha doesn't unconditionally respond to every query. Also, even if the same query is requested by multiple people, the Akasha still imparts knowledge based on each person's identity, age, experiences, and other demographics.
Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Some knowledge began to trickle into my mind for a moment, but there wasn't really anything that I didn't already know. Lesser Lord Kunali.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon. Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher that Tighnari recommended. He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the Academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha. Let's see. Tighnari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Let's head over and have a look. Hopefully he's at home. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great! You see, Tighnari sent us here and...
What? Tighnari? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
I think you've misunderstood us. We're not here to discuss academics.
Here! This is a letter from Tighnari!
Oh, let me see. Oh! Ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me. So you two just have some questions for me? Seems even Tighnari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information. So, what is it you two would like to know?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha. Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
Aw, but then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing. In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tighnari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Not super helpful, but alright.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me.
So by area of expertise, you meant this kind of stuff.
Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the academia.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low it's like digging holes in the dirt. So what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here.
No, there's still one other person we know.
Huh? Like who?
Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's hurry and find her.
Yeah, Catherine from Sumeru. Let's go. Yeah, I'm just here to steal your food. Thanks.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Hello.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you. With what do you require assistance?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait. I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
Aww, another dead end.
Why does you sound like a robot? This is like the most robotic I've heard
Catherine
Catherine
can't help us,
speak.
So we really don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two. In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Eremites. They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar.
Thanks a bunch, Catherine.
You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
So, I was joking about the...
Off to the Citadel of Rexar we go.
Why does everyone insist on talking? Alright. I was joking about the thing with the robot thing. But it wouldn't be too far out there. I don't have really any information on Catherine other than she's everywhere at once. And I know other franchises has done something similar. I mean, the best well-known one is Nurse Joy, right, for Pokemon. They're all just relatives. This one here, it kind of got some hints at it. She was just joking with us over in Lue. I don't know if that was on stream or not. I think maybe it was. I think it was after the chasm. But she's the same person. So I don't think it's a Nurse Joy thing. What it could be is that she actually is a robot, right? Right? No, stay with me. She's a robot, and she has a collective information or collective mind with all the other robots. Maybe not a collective mind, but they share the same information. That's why she knows. Or maybe they don't share the same information. Maybe they don't have a collective. But maybe they do share. The guild, right, is around the entire world of Teyvat. Or at least the major parts of Teyvat. I don't know. So they have the information on important figures in the guild or every guild member, because that would just be necessary to be a part of the guild, right? Or to run commissions for the guild, to know who is a guild member, to who to give whatever. So maybe they're clones or a robot of some kind, and that's why they know who we are and of our exploits. But that's why maybe they don't know everything about everything else. I don't know. Something's up, and this time was even weirder than usual. This one in Sumeru seems a lot more, less human.
Welcome.
If that makes sense.
The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
It's nice to meet you, Osfond. We'd like to ask you about something.
I guess we're retelling him, asking
I
him
see.
questions.
So, Catherine's the one who sent you this way. Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru aren't interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumeru are concerned, she's just a god that exists. And that's all.
Makes sense.
Aw. After hearing all of that, Paimon sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among people like us.
Alright, well, thanks for the info, Osfond.
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
After leaving the Citadel of Eggs Farm, your questions you have of other people. I think that's what it said.
Seems right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems.
I mean, we have a location. Why not just go there, Paimon?
Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Suspicious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
What sort of legend? Can you tell us the legend?
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. She said, "O Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go."
What an amazing story.
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that, I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
The enforcers.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened?
I think it has something to do with those people over there.
It looks like they're searching for someone.
Us, probably.
Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You
Oh,
think they're looking for
Her
her?
too, I guess.
This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali! We can't let them get in the way now! Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can catch up with Dunyarzad!
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Nope.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
That should keep him busy for a while. Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad!
Alright. Where am I? I'm here.
There you are, Dunyarzad! We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me.
Hmm.
Uh-oh, looks like there's some coming this way.
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for? Run!
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run.
How about we find some place to hide?
Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to.
What's
You
up?
probably wouldn't expect me to hide
Who's
in a place
Spidey?
like that.
How's it going?
Let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone looking for you.
We will do just that. Enter the tavern. All right. This is a nice looking place.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now.
Oh,
Wait, stand down, Dia.
hi.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
I don't think so, pal.
Wait a sec. Who the heck are you?
Exactly.
Why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Makes sense.
Hey, Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time and I'll get that much.
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents. And I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be old news to you. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our next topic of conversation. Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man.
Well, that's a problem.
Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm gonna call her Dooney. Dooney, are you alright?
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab some grub.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Alright. The smooth jazz in the background was throwing off the whole scene, bro. I don't know. Jafar? Jafar? It's Jafar.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you in nearly half a year. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha! Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
No need to break the bank. We'll eat whatever you order. Don't worry about it. We'll pay for our own food.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy, but we
Paimon, we have a lot of Mora. We've saved countless lands. Mondstadt, Liyue, and Azuma.
Agelena cakes. They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass.
Picky Paimon, now that's a first. But you've cooked slimes before.
What do you have against my slime dishes? Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, what made you want to follow her?
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry. Who are you? How do you know my name? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you. Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt. Wow, you really do know everything. Dinner's odd. Is there anything you want?
What? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything.
Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen.
But can you make my illness go away?
Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
Then, can you be my friend? After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment
I
of
am
my
on
imagination.
whatever act
Before
this
that, I
is.
had
I don't
never
know
heard
what
of
this
Teyvat.
I assume so. So you believe the voice you heard was Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zerus festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zerus festival?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zerus festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death, so they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Nice, nice.
Aw, but
So
that's awful.
you've been past this
It
part, or is this
It's
exactly where
absolutely
you are?
terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali...
Also, the only reason why I'm
quietly
really
kept
playing
that
Genshin
for the
is for
past
the story,
many
so I'm not
years?
gonna skip through it.
Just remember
But
that
I mean,
we're
I'm also
still out
streaming
in
it too for everyone
public.
else.
Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zerus festival to this day.
Damn.
But I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more up
You're not wrong.
so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
Can we also come along?
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Nilu. Alright, cool. Smooth jazz. Let's keep going. Up we go. Oh, pardon me, family.
Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home, but you made it in the end. Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that.
Oh, really? Nice.
But everything worked out. She's on our side now.
Not completely.
Oh, and who are these two?
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived at Sumeru City and are looking for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali.
So you're followers from another land?
Truthfully, no.
Oh, really? Well, that's okay. You're still invited to the Sabzeruz festival. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar.
I don't love them.
Spectacular.
I'll hide them.
Thanks to your generous
Alpha,
contribution.
alpha.
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do.
I'll
Do
hide
you
them.
still have enough Mora?
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage. Come on, I'll show you.
Right. What was that dog's name? Did it say Swoof?
Wow, this place is
This guy?
amazing!
Not bad. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of holes.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried sick. We reported it
Get
to
the
the
pun when I...
academia
Okay.
many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to cancel all the stage performances.
When did anyone come to handle it?
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sabzeruz festival anymore. Thank the Dendro Archon for Dunyarzad. With the Mora she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage a much-needed makeover. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already. It's almost time for your dream to become reality.
It's our dream. I'll do my best for the two of us.
Nilu, what are you gonna be doing at the festival?
She'll be dancing the dance of Sabzeruz, the most important performance at the Sabzeruz festival.
Dunyarzad, have you told him the origin of this holiday?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and Lesser Lord so far.
Okay, then I'll tell you two about how this holiday came to be. According to legend, the Sabzeruz festival was originally the Goddess of Flowers' birthday celebration for the Greater Lord. A long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing, so the Goddess of Flowers began to dance. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could stop at this very moment."
Sounds like they had a great time. Sounds somewhat bittersweet.
Huh? Really? Oh, you probably mean because all the gods in this story are no longer alive. Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the Goddess of Flowers looked. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day.
Nilu, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra mile and scattered parisaras around the stage.
They symbolize the goddess of flowers, after all. It's just a shame that all the real Patisaras went extinct after her death.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Patisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers, but she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful purple.
Thinking about the goddess of flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled if I had just 2 real Patisaras on the stage. So, Traveler and Paimon, what do you think? Interested in the Sabzeruz festival? Will you two be coming?
Of course.
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity for you to learn more about her.
All right.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea!
Sure it's not because you want in on the fun?
Hey, come on! There's nothing wrong with enjoying a festival. Besides, it's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday. She'll be happy to have more people who are celebrating it.
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zerus festival together?
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Dunyarzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if that doesn't sound interesting to you, then feel free to explore the area. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali, and we're all looking forward to the Sabzeruz festival.
In that case, we'll take a look around.
All right. But what if I wanted to go backstage? Swoof. It is swoof. Swoof. Arf. Natural born singer. Arf. What a good boy. Kumari.
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Are you an outlander?
Perhaps.
Did you know that the Sabzeruz festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, passes out candy to everyone.
Ooh. Candy, Shrimati.
Ah, dancing at the Sub-Zeruz festival. You know, I also danced when I was younger. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done to honor the Greater Lord. My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved
The Flower Knight's
deity
got candy.
and
We gotta wait
honored
for
by
him.
all. Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the goddess of flowers ever knew Lesser Lord Kusanali, then she would certainly have wished to be her friend and hold celebrations for her too. The Sub-Zeruz festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life. I heard she forked out a lot of mora to make it all happen.
All right then. So this place has a backer. Is it who I think it is? I think so. I think we have to talk to Farhad. Farhad?
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over to come by this year and buy things during the festivities. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the Academia might not like it, but what's a festival without song and dance?
Yeah, they can deal with it, Farhad. They can deal with it. Hi there.
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's festival will be one to remember. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Two things that the Academia doesn't particularly approve of. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin and... I mean, that's what I've heard at least.
Yeah. She likes perfume. Perfume. Write that down. Write that down. Kurosh. He looks sad. Or just not there mentally. Anyway. Dooney, I'm back.
Milu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you from when we first met up.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off this crown. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyarzad, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like I'm looking at the goddess of flowers herself.
Goddess of flowers herself. Catherine? What is she doing walking around? She's not supposed to do that. Is she looking for us?
Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild.
You're right.
This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Huh? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon! What's shaken?
Whoa. Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual.
Huh.
Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated functions. But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching the same Fontaine movie day after day. But take you two, for example. You travel across Teyvat to enrich your lives and gain new experiences.
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about his sister.
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination. Instead, they're found along the way.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently? Anyways, what brings you out here, Catherine?
To be honest, somebody did say that, but I don't know why, but I forgot who said that. Are you also a fan of the the festival?
No,
the Sab
not
Festival?
Particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to be heading back now.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites. We've already made some great friends in Sumeru City thanks to you.
Genshin.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here.
I don't know how to explain Genshin.
You've already
It's
been blessed by the element of Dendro after all. See you around.
Bye, Catherine.
There's something really different about Catherine today.
I was thinking the same thing, Paimon. Oh, hi, Dea.
Paimon.
Oh, hey.
What's going on?
Hi,
That
I have
makes
something to
sense.
tell
The name
you.
makes sense.
My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet
How's it
Lesser
going,
Lord
Kristen?
Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you. Well, I have an idea that might help.
Are you serious? We'd love that.
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions.
What about Dooney?
My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet in front of the Citadel of Regzar.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Anyway, back to Catherine. Something is off about her.
Citadel of Regzar and wait for Dia.
Sure. But Catherine, though. Something ain't right. Anyway, what is Genshin? This is Genshin. I don't know how to explain it. It's like your average RPG adventure game. There's story, there's lore, there's characters, NPCs, set in kind of like a I don't know how to explain it. Fairy tale like world, I guess. I don't know. There's all kinds of creatures, monsters, things like that. Characters, things like that. There's all kinds of stuff in this game. You can get characters. They call it a gacha game because you can spend money to hopefully get what you want. And you have a % chance of getting it. Usually you don't. Depends. And this is how you get the different characters. Through all this stuff, you can get different weapons and items and stuff too. So yeah, this is the team that I use. And yeah, there's a storyline, like I said, so you just do whatever you want, I guess. If you're ever interested in playing Genshin.
It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because
That was
she
a
in
terrible
bad
explanation,
mood.
but it's okay.
Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunyarzad?
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Look, Dia's blushing.
Yep, that's a blush if I've ever seen one. I can't read.
Listen, you two.
I'm listening.
I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord.
It's a trap. I don't think it's a trap, but we'll see.
Oh, hey, Chief.
Something ain't right.
Dia, what are you doing here? And well, didn't expect to see you three together.
I take it you all know each other already?
Yes. And he said he couldn't help us earlier.
This morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfon for more info.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell them what we know.
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft? Sorry, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, the case is more about the Academia than anything else. Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
Yeah, to Port
You two
Ormos.
have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's
I think I've been there,
largest
yeah.
commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumeru City and heading south along the river.
All right.
The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other details for you, though. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, Try introducing yourselves as students of the Academia once you're there.
Students of the Academia? Why should we do that?
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port Ormos?
If you're also interested, just go there and see what happens.
Alright.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as those here in Sumeru City. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for King Deshret." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. King Deshret's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return.
I feel like something might be true there.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Well, thanks.
And you too, Osfond. Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Alright.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zerus Festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that.
Yep, we won't forget. Don't worry, we will.
Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zerus Festival.
Alright. See you there. Let's go to Ormos. Ormos. Yep. We're here. It's the sheriff.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict.
You also take the time to go around the continent and unlock the whole map? Pretty much, yeah.
That's not all. Did you know that...
I did that on my off time, not during stream time. Makes it easier to get from point A to point B without having to waste time. Also, I play off stream too.
Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Ooh. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads.
Yep.
We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods.
What if it's the, what the fuck is it called?
Other than that, we don't have much else to go on.
Why did I forget what it's called?
Told us to try posing as Academia
It's,
students while asking around. I checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious?
Paimon, please. Stop talking so we can look. Anyway. Every Archon has it, or had it. And the last 3 gods that we've dealt with has gotten rid of it and given it to the Fatui. What if it's that thing? I don't remember what it's called. But if you know, you know. We should figure that out before doing anything else. Figuring that out could be crucial for the rest of our investigation here.
Given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, I bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Thanks, Paimon, for talking gibberish. Alright, yeah. So, I have gone everywhere. Pretty much everywhere possible. I don't know how to unlock these parts of the map. I was told that there's story missions here. Not main story, but I think side stuff. I'll unlock that later. And then in Azuma, I got all that stuff. Besides this place. I all I did was go here, saw that it was covered in fog, and then said fuck it and left. Um, Other than that, I got every other place. So yeah. Where am I going? I need some information.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help you two?
I did do the side mission for the larger of the two spaces you're missing. Okay. I'll probably do those later, unless they're connected to the main story. Then I'll do it with the main story.
Do students from the academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the academia.
They look pretty serious. Maybe even a little worried.
They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
Time to snoop. Let's go.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about King Deshred and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Ahmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein El Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research? And shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that?
It's very suspicious indeed. Whatever was stolen from the academia was also related to knowledge.
So, what's your plan?
Let's go to the Jafar Tavern.
Didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 mora! Have you lost your mind?
I will let them off easy if it turns out to be a scam.
Oh, alright. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
Alright. It's the tavern.
place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot the group they mentioned.
I think I went like a very roundabout way to get here, but that's okay. Sit down and wait for some time.
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Huh! Once we reclaim the power of King Deshret, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is King Deshret, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when King Deshret exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Great Lord Rukadeveta, a traitor? What are they talking about?
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Hi. Don't mind me.
Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
I'm a student from the academia.
A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Looking for info about a certain something.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
And I'm 50 more.
Huh? What is this, some kind of joke?
Oh! Sorry! He must have grabbed the wrong amount! Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Fuck. Fine.
Paimon can't stand to see so much more go. But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Well, what are you waiting for?
Just have one more question.
Oh, that's right! We heard you mention King Deshret just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're, archaeology students!
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of King Deshret. Years ago, King Deshret founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. King Deshret was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed King Deshret's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. King Deshret isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of King Deshret.
King Deshret is returning? Can you tell us more about the Oracle?
I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
What?
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory.
Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Haytham! What are you
Oh,
playing
Haytham.
at, trying to ruin our business like this, hmm?
I told you the other day.
Oh, okay. I get the pun
I
now.
wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you, don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Well, thanks.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too!
What a guy.
Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions.
I think he has a lot of answers for us.
That way, after him!
Catch him. Where'd he go?
Wait up! It's Al-Haytham, right?
What do you want?
Thank you for your help back there.
No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
Sorry, I'm eating. I'm a student from the academia.
A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Perhaps we can also talk terms. I know a thing or two about swordplay.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
He doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those hot-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
No.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
Seems like some kind of knowledge.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Why do you have that?
Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks
Can I
like
have it?
some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
Anyone?
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up. Oh, so that's your true objective.
I want to learn more about it.
With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
What do I have to do? Perhaps we can negotiate further.
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
I like how now he's like, oh, we should talk to people, or talk somewhere else where there's less people. And he just showed the thing we're looking for in public. I don't know.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something.
What is it?
I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant.
Oh boy.
Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact password. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
But we only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Use it. I can use it.
Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue. Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
The one on the left shines brighter.
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the Mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any Mora left over, just keep it.
All right.
Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time.
I'm willing to take the risk. I'll help you find Dory.
Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
All right. So,
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
so when he said Dory, I've already done other things. Like the events. They show characters, you run into characters that you're not supposed to. But when I was trying to get Goro, they had the event, the banner for him. Trying to summon him. I spent a shit ton of primos and didn't get him a single time. And guess who I got instead? A fuck ton of Dory. And I also got a fuck ton of Yunjin, which is great. So I got 3 of each of these guys. But I did not get a single Goro. I don't remember who else I got. Oh, I think I got him. Yeah. Freminate. So, you know, that was cool. I got 2 Freminates, so I was, yeah. So my luck was garbage. I mean, if you're into those characters, that's good for you, right? But for me, I don't want any of them, so. you know. But anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there. So, thanks for watching. I'm gonna reiterate what I announced at the beginning of this in case of those that have missed it. I'm planning on doing something for 200 followers over here on Twitch. We're almost there. We're at 181 or something now, I think. So once we hit 200, there's gonna be a almost 2-week long kind of celebration thing. I'm gonna be doing 200 hours worth of gameplay or streaming of one game. What game that would be is up to you guys. I'm going to make a poll, and it's going to be posted probably on all of my social media, but more specifically over on my YouTube page on the community tab. So you go follow me over there. I'd appreciate that. And once that post is up, you have your notification on. You can see it when it's up. And you just vote what kind of game. And as soon as I get all the votes in, figure out what game it is that you guys want me to play, I will play that for 200 hours. I also stated the math that I did. So basically, I would do 16 hours each day for 12 and a half days. So that all equals out to 200 hours. Otherwise, I would not physically be able to do like 24/7 live stream nonstop. My computer would fry. I would fry. It would not be great. The games that I have so far, ESO, or Elder Scrolls Online, Star Wars: The Old Republic, and VR Chat. Trying to think of a fourth one. I'll figure that out. We still have some time before we hit 200 people, followers, but yeah, there's that. Also trying to figure out something to do for YouTube as well. Posting some special celebration video or something like that over on YouTube. Haven't figured that out yet. For 100 followers. We are currently at 72 followers, so we still have 28 left to go to get to the 100 mark. But yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. So look forward to that, guys. Other than that, I'm going to be streaming over on Thursday. Going to be continuing Shadow of War, and Friday going to be playing some more VR Chat. So you can check that out. You also can go check out my YouTube channel, like I said, other socials as well. And I post the VODs over there and other edited YouTube videos if you're interested in watching different content than what's on this channel. So yeah, I think that's it. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see all of you next time. Goodbye.